Hi, I'm Frode, and in this video we will look at my January 2019 Goal Progress Report. So we are back. We have finished our first month of 2019, and today I'm really excited about sharing with you the progress I have made on my 10 goals for this year. And I just want to remind you that I am making these videos so that you can gain motivation by staying accountable to your own goals. You can gain progress on your goals by measuring the actions you take, and you can gain insights into my goal achievement process to see how you can more effectively set goals for yourself and then, of course, achieve them. So today we will look at my 10 goals for this year and the progress I made in January, and finally we'll set the goals for February, which we will then review in 1 month. So here's my first goal and most important goal in 2019. It's a financial goal. I will earn 30,000 Norwegian kroners per month or something better by 8 p.m. on December 31st, 2019. And it's a very important reason that I have stated my goals in this way. It's I state them in the using the SMART formula, or smarter, with adding an E and R, which means that you have goals are specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, time-bound, they are exciting, and they are relevant to your overall vision for your life. So that's something I talk more about in the video on how to set SMART goals. But anyway, to earn 30,000 Norwegian kroners per month, which is about $4,000 per month. So my progress in January was that I read 2 books on earning money, and the reason I read is, of course, to get the information that I need to develop the mindset and develop the beliefs that rich people have, the people who already are earning money. Because the most significant insight I've had by reading these books is that rich people are rich because they think in certain ways. And it's not that any of us are dumb or that other people are smart. It's just that they do certain things and think in certain ways that get them certain results. Because for every thought is a cause, and every action and circumstance in our lives is an effect. So if we produce better thoughts, then we will have better effects. So that's the progress I made, and I am committed to reading, and the books that I read was Brian Tracy's 21 Success Secrets of Self-Made Millionaires. It's a very short book and very inspiring. And the other one was T. Harv Eker's The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, which is all about developing the mindset and the beliefs that will naturally make you into the kind of person who can attract money into your life. I committed to read this book every month because the insights are so fundamental, and from all the other money books I've read in the past, it seems to cover all the most important principles. And I repeat these affirmations every day, which are called Millionaire Mind Declarations, where you are going to program your subconscious mind to weed away the limiting beliefs and negative patterns that keep us away from producing wealth, and to instead install empowering beliefs into our subconscious mind to start attracting wealth into our lives through, for example, serving others, or believing that it's not anything wrong about being rich. We commit to being rich, and it only means that you serve others more and more profoundly because other people are willing to pay for something you give them that's of value, etc. That's for my January progress. And my February goal for my financial goal is I complete my life flourishing system by 8 a.m. on February 28, 2019, or something better. And my life flourishing system is very simply a goal setting system of the different steps we need to take and in what order to envision our lives as we want it, and then bring them back into concrete goals and action steps we can take today. And then the system involves all our different life areas like financial, physical, spiritual, emotional, social, relationships, work, and all these areas, so we can look at life in a holistic way and see that we are very multifaceted people. And then we can start deciding what areas we're going to focus on when. Because concentration of power is a very fundamental principle in achieving goals. Not dwindling away our energies, but focusing them upon one or a few points. So my second goal is physical. I will win the Bergen X-Run 5 km by running the course into 30 minutes or something better by 4 p.m. on June 15, 2019. And this X-Run is an obstacle course race where you lift heavy things, you run outside in the woods, very many steep hills and such, you throw spears, you crawl under barbed wire, you jump into freezing water, and then it all makes you feel like a total badass. And I want to climb into very big heights to compete at a world-class level, eventually. And the January progress I made on this goal is I followed through on 10 to 12 workouts each week. It's the workouts in the training program I have bought from 3 guys who became world champions in obstacle course racing. They are Matt Murphy, Ryan Atkins, and John Albon. It's a very systematic and great training program that I have established very well right now, so I don't have to really push myself to go out and work out. It's just a system I complete at 8 a.m. and often at 12 p.m. Often 2 workouts in a day. The February goal, and I also watched 100 videos or more from the same people, watching the things that enable me to run with better technique, lift with better technique, do right things like not drink too much alcohol, and all the different things that come into becoming an obstacle course racing world champion. Nice. My February goal for a physical life is I log progress in my main training sessions every day for 7 weeks, starting January 7, 2019. I had done this for 3 weeks back in January, and the logging progress means that I log the training data for how many reps or how much kilos I lift, how fast I run, my heart rate during the workout session and such, so I can compare it to my previous results and see the progress that I make, which is very important for motivation. My third goal is vocational. I will attract 16,200 new YouTube subscribers per month or something better by 5 p.m. on December 31st, 2019. And 16,000 is a very specific number, which can seem pretty odd. But the reason is that I now attract about 100 new YouTube subscribers per month, and I want to double or I want to triple that number every 3 months, such that by March 31st I attract 600. But the goal was really to have 200 by now, so then it would be 600 by June, 1800 by September, 5,400, and by December 16,200. But we'll see how that goes. I just set the goal and raise my standards of creating videos and creating kinds of videos that people actually want to watch, and then see where it leads. The progress I made in January was I created 10 videos and attracted 113 new YouTube subscribers, which is a very good increase from December or from November, where I only attracted about 60 new people. And the main insight I discovered is that I need to create more of the book reviews and videos that people are searching for. So I use a keyword planner, which means I look for the kind of search terms that people are searching for from the get-go, and then I create videos based on that. And I also create the book reviews of the new books that are being released by previously best-selling authors. And we will also see how that goes. The February goal I have for my YouTube channel is to create 10 book reviews and attract 200 new YouTube subscribers, which means almost doubling the amount of new subscribers I get each month. And the fact that I'm so aggressively increasing my subscriber count doesn't mean that I'm not appreciating exactly you for being my subscriber. I am grateful for every one of you. My fourth goal is social. I will attract 100 mastermind members or something better by 8 p.m. on March 31st, 2019. And the reason I want to attract these mastermind members is that we are really the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. It's a kind of a psychological law that in ways that we don't comprehend and are aware of, we are being affected by the thoughts, the beliefs, the decisions, and the actions and the habits by the people we spend most of our time with. Because that's what we can model, that's what we see, that's what we are consistently reminded of. And the more we are reminded of good thoughts and behaviors, the more we will imprint them on our subconscious, and it's more likely that we will start doing those things, like reading personal development books, like training consistently, or eating healthy. If our friends and the people we spend most time with do those things, then it will become natural, such that self-actualizing behavior doesn't become being different, but it actually becomes the norm. It becomes easy doing the right thing. So my mastermind members simply means that I look for the kinds of people who have qualities that I admire, and then I want to lead them, and not lead them, but I want to add them to some weekly goal setting sessions, especially, and meetings that we have, especially for students, where we look on the goals that we have for our year, look on the progress that we make, and we all encourage conversation with each other to lift up the entire community. I am still in the process of kind of developing what I want to create with this, but this is the goal. 100 mastermind members. My January progress was that I was elected as the welfare director in a student organization, which means I have a foot inside the door of creating events. And it's becoming more clear to me that when I just do something in the direction of my goals, I gain more inspiration, knowledge, and insights of how I can achieve the goals even faster. So by getting to know more people and getting to know the people who are actually creating events from before, then I can also gain more confidence and knowledge about how to create these events myself. The other thing was that I have asked 3 different people whether they want to join these goal-setting workshops or kinds of meetings, and they all said yes, and then we'll see whether they honor their promise. My 5th goal is, my February goal for 100 mastermind members is to create my life flourishing system to clarify the best way of setting goals. And this is the same goal as I had for my financial life, because it's also the one that's going to be at the core of what I'm going to master this year, goal setting. Because I really believe that in order to stand apart from all the others who are creating YouTube channels and who are doing personal development work, you need one thing that makes you stand apart from all the others, which you are the best at, that you know most about, and that you have mastered. And for me, that will be goal setting, because I believe that it's the master skill of personal development. We can't move towards any of the things that we want unless we have a goal to actually create those things. In other words, what we focus on expands. If we focus on the things that we want, that is going to come more into our lives than if we are simply unaware of it or don't see it for ourselves. So the flourishing system. This is going to be the base of my book, it's going to be the base of my YouTube videos, it's going to be the base of the workshops I'm going to create. Because again, it's really important for me to look at life in a holistic way, see that we have many different life areas that we need to make function at a decent level, such that the life wheel, which you might have seen, can turn pretty well and fluidly. My 5th goal this year is vocational. I will write a best-selling 100-page goal-setting ebook, or something better, by 8 a.m. on June 30th, 2019. This will be based on the goal-setting system that I developed now, based on the masters within personal development like Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, their books, their videos, their seminars, and all these different things. And I synthesize this into a process that I'm developing and practicing myself every day, that I will then teach to others, to help them create more flourishing lives. The January promise I made was I completed Brian Tracy's book writing course to gain awareness of the process from idea for a book to the actual publishing. Now, I discovered through this process of going through the course that in order to write a book on goal setting, I need a system for goal setting that I live myself. So I postponed the book writing process for a few months now as I develop a system for goal setting that works for me and will also work for others. So I can still have the goal for 2019, but don't focus on it as much. My February goal is again to create the life flourishing system by February 28. My sixth goal is for my life partner. I will attract my ideal life partner or someone better by 8 p.m. on September 30th, 2019. And by life partner, I mean the kind of woman or man that you ideally want for yourself. The one you have envisioned, looked at all the qualities, interests, the appearance, or perhaps not so specifically, but you think they're beautiful or handsome or whatever. And then you start looking for this, the people who have these kinds of traits, and see who's the one person who seems like the ideal life partner for you. And my January progress is that I'm seeing more of the qualities that I want in a woman, like cheerfulness, a passion for personal development, confidence, and physical vulnerability. I want to be stronger than my woman. And this can seem kind of strange, but yes, I'm attracted to women who are weaker than me. And again, by knowing the qualities that you look for in a woman or a man, it becomes easier for you to see what you actually want and then go for it. Because again, we change our lives by setting goals. And if you don't set a goal of deciding on the one person that you most want to have as your life partner, then you can start dwindling your energies again. If you have many of these different types of people that you are flirting with and that you are wanting to have as your partner, and then all this can end in emotional upset when you suddenly get together with someone and then the other person you had been flirting with realizes this and they see you as a player or whatever. So it's very important for me to not flirt with any of the women I'm not mostly attracted to, but instead focus on the one woman that I want as my partner. And then if I discover that she's not interested, then I of course go to the next person who is at the top. But all our actions affect other people, so it's important to be aware of these things. My February goal is to keep looking for the different qualities women have that makes me attracted to them, and further decide who's the one person I want. My seventh goal is for friendships. I will make 3 best friends or something better by 8 p.m. on September 30th, 2019. And best friends means the people I spend most time with. I've learned from Abraham Maslow, who created the hierarchy of needs, that self-actualizing people have a few especially close and deep relationships with the people that matter most to them. Because that way they can create more meaningful and deep relationships with a few people. But of course we can also be friends on a more superficial level with a lot of other people, which I am, and I love people in general, so just looking for all those. But 3 best friends. January progress is that I started weekly goal achievement meetings with 2 of my friends. And this I believe can be the first step towards really creating a consistent weekly checkup of the most important goals to us, and then perhaps give each other insights on how we can help each other achieve our most important goals. Like working out. If we have a goal of developing a more fit body, of training more consistently, we can train together and make it more easy. Because everything is easier when you do it with another person. Unless it's some focused work that you need to do and that person is always talking when you have things to get done. Then it's best to sit alone, going solo. My February goal is to systematize our goal achievement meetings so we know each other's goals and keep each other accountable to make progress every week. We're going to meet today actually in 4 hours, and then I'm going to walk them through a goal setting process so they can get clear on their goals for 2019, much like I'll be doing right here. That way we have a base from which to work through our goal setting meetings. By the way, you can probably hear that I'm kind of sick, and I also just want to throw this out there that I don't look at sickness as sickness because I think it's a very disempowering term. And all the terms that we use, the language that we use really shapes our lives, shapes our destinies when we say them enough times, because it's really programming our subconscious minds to think about life and situations in certain ways. So I don't look at sickness as sickness because that connotes to me a sense of weakness and not being able to do certain things. Like I can excuse myself for not doing some of the rituals and routines that are most important to me to reach my goals. I instead look at it as a temporary diminishment in organ function, which is a very wordy phrase, but it means that instead of being so sick that I can't do anything or I can just not live up to my standards, I have a temporary diminishment in organ function, which means that I'm going to train. I'm just not going to train intensely and very hard. I'm going to decrease the intensity by 50% or even go at 1/3 of the intensity. But the most important thing is that I follow through on my routines that help me reach my goals, because that's going to make it so much easier when the sickness, the temporary diminishment in organ function, goes away. So you can hit the ground running again at full intensity. Right, so that was the rant of the day. And my 8th goal is intellectual. I will attend every history lecture which fascinates and engages me or something better by June 30th, 2019. I purposefully did not set the goal of getting A's in all my exams this year, because I've seen that this just demotivates me from actually learning the kind of knowledge that I can use to fulfill my purpose, which is to inspire and empower people to live their highest vision with radiant joy and love in harmony with the highest good of all concerned. So instead of getting the grades and all the nuggets of information that can be good for that goal, I set the goal of going to the lectures that fascinate and engage me to fulfill my purpose, for learning how we can live our highest vision and how we can create the highest vision of a good community of people who support each other's self-realization, and how we can create communities that last. So my January progress is that I attended lectures because out of interest instead of a fear of getting bad grades. Because I'm going to pass all of the exams. I'm just not going for the A, because that takes away a lot of time from the other pursuits that are more important to me, like this YouTube channel. My February goal is to listen for the basic principles that allow people and communities to flourish over the long term. My self-development goal, 9th goal, is I will read 100 books that help me achieve my most important goals or something better by 8 p.m. on December 31st, 2019. Why, you might ask? Do I want to read 100 books? Won't that just make me into a theorist who can't practice what he preaches, or actually apply any of the ideas, tools, and strategies to his own life? Several people have asked me this, and this helps me really clarify why I read so many books. And the main reasons are one, I want to really synthesize all the information which is out there on personal development. I want to live at the forefront of human potential and really share the ideas and insights and tools with you, so we can constantly know about the newest research, newest ideas, newest teachings people have that can help us create flourishing lives in service to our communities. And a second reason is that I'm looking for reference points. Reference points are these images you have in your mind of people who have done something extraordinary, or an explanation of something that is possible, which raises your own standards. So you're kind of comparing yourself to that big image of someone who conquered several countries or such, and then you bring it into a metaphor of developing your business to expand into several countries or such. But I want to read a lot of books for synthesis of getting all these different ideas into my own understanding of reality and then being able to share it with you, and for reference points of thinking bigger, of knowing, of being aware of all the things that are possible. Nice. My January progress is that I read 12 books. And I find a good system now. So I, instead of trying to apply everything in every book I read, I instead skim read a lot of different books, then ask myself, what is the one thing that's going to most quickly and directly help me achieve my most important goals in this book? Then I apply that one thing, and I write down the book name on a list of books that I will reread. So then next time I go through the book, I will also skim read and then decide the one thing that's going to help me achieve my most important goals most directly. Because if we just read to read, then it's not as effective as if we read to achieve a certain goal. I read because I read books about money because I want to earn 30,000 Norwegian kroners a month by the end of this year, not because I just want to be rich in some kind of general way. I read books on training because I want to win the Bergen X-Run 5-kilometer race by June, not because I just want to be more healthy or feel better, which is also way too general. My February goal for reading 100 books this year is I will read 12 books that helped me achieve my most important goals or something better by February 28, 2019. 10th goal is avocational. I will publish me singing and playing 10 full songs in the right music key or something better in Bon Jovi's Voice Spirit on YouTube by 8 p.m. on June 30th, 2019. This is a bit complicated formulation of my goal, so I will probably simplify it by next goal report. But I really want to I discovered the joy of singing. And since I know how to play piano from before, it's very easy for me to learn new basic chords for new songs. Especially pop songs like It's My Life by Bon Jovi, Someone Like You by Adele, or My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. And I really noticed that I have a pretty sensitive heart, and I love feeling these deep and powerful emotions and then expressing them through singing. And I've also seen that my voice quality and the quality of my singing is increasing with every week. When I sing with more power, sing with more precision in the tones, and sing with more emotion. So I want to really start sharing that joy with other people, and it's also a good way for me to develop more confidence in singing, especially because of publishing videos on YouTube where I'm actually singing. And I had a very horrible voice in the past. It is not perfect or excellent yet, but we're getting there. My January progress is that I learned to sing and play 3 full songs. Someone Like You by Adele, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, and Eye of the Tiger by... who were those people again? Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that, but Eye of the Tiger. And what I mean by playing the full songs is that I just learned the basic chords and the melodies, then sing on top of it, and memorize the whole text so I can sing without looking at the lyrics. It's one of the best high points of my days when I'm singing and playing the piano. My February goal is I will publish me singing and playing Someone Like You by Adele or something better on my musical YouTube channel by February 28, 2019. I'm really excited to see how people will start responding to those songs. And that's it for the goals for today. Now I have a question of the day for you. What are your 7 to 10 most important goals in 2019 that you're most excited to achieve? Write them down in the comment section and I will follow up with you there. Now, please like this video if it gave you something of value with your own goal setting, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on the big ideas for mastering goal setting and living the highest vision of yourself in service to humanity. Thank you very much for watching, and let's seize the day.